Yesterday we had a sit down, and as an activist, it's not every day you're hopeful when you see the news and read about Syria and DR Congo. And as activists, over the last few weeks, we've been really troubled. Dr. Dennis Gbowee, who's the founder and president of the Panzi Hospital in DR Congo, who is one of those men who has dedicated his life to dealing with victims of rape and abuse in the Congo, whom was attacked. And these three armed men came, and his guard, as he drove into the yard, screamed, started yelling for help. They killed the guard and turned the gun on him. Through some divine intervention, Dr. Dennis survived. 2 days later, he had to flee Congo. The question we kept asking ourselves as part of the Nobel Women's Initiative, he's been working with us, is now that Dr. Dennis is gone, who's going to take care of those thousands of rape victims? And for 2 weeks, I've been in that place where I'm really questioning, are we making any impact? What is the fate of the world that we live in? And then I'm really exhausted from flying from Cape to Cairo, North Carolina to Denver, and then to Germany, then to Canada, then back to Liberia. It's exhausting. You keep asking yourself, is all of this worth the pains on my body and the consistent absence from my kids? And then I met these kids yesterday. After our conversation, and like Edie, I think I'm a tough girl. I'm not easily moved to tears, but I sat there and I took a deep breath of relief and told myself, the struggle is not in vain. There will be young people who will follow in our stead, and they will do greater work than we have done. You all are shining lights to this group of people about you are the hope for the future. Don't stop. Don't give up. Keep fueling your anger into positive things. The world depends on you. We depend on you. When I'm old and gray, I want to look back and remember Youth United. You're on the right path. Keep it up. And I'm going to be one of the champions of your work. If you need me, I'll come pro bono. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for inviting us here today. We are representing Youth United's Hooked on Books literacy campaign from Santa Fe, New Mexico. We just can't believe that we are actually here with the wonderful people from Peace Jam and Leymah, Gbowee. To be in the presence of our role models is such an honor. It is so inspiring and exciting and a bit scary to be asked to speak in the presence of a Nobel Peace Prize winner who courageously risked her own life and brought together women from all walks of life. Someone who worked so hard to stop civil war, violence, and rape in her own country. A woman who stood up in the face of so much hatred and anger and said enough. When we heard about this award, we all felt so honored and thrilled to be chosen. And it was so hard to believe. After all, our community of Santa Fe is not being torn apart by civil war, and our lives are not in danger. So how can we stand up and speak in such company? Well, at the heart of all peace are people who care about each other, who don't just turn away when they see others suffering or injustice or need. And suffering, injustice, and need come in big and small packages, and in many different disguises. In our community, we see that so many children lose faith in themselves and lose hope when they fall behind in school. Half of the students in Santa Fe drop out of school every year. We see so many children and friends who just need someone to lend them a helping hand and to restore their confidence. We saw that kids need to experience firsthand that reading can be fun and exciting. We saw the injustice in our society that lets so many children fall behind and fail when they could be helped to blossom and achieve their dreams. So that's our answer. We didn't really do anything big, but we decided to try to help the children in our community. We have more hope for their future. It doesn't really compare to the incredible work that Leymah has done, but it is what we could do, and doing it has given each one of us so much. When we hand out free books, it just makes our day when a child's face lights up with joy.
Tell you a little bit about our Hooked on Books program and the experiences we've had in learning to reach out to those around us. One thing we have learned for sure is that when you empower another person and give them hope, the spirit of peace grows stronger. The whole program is built on the idea that kids can get other kids excited about reading by using positive peer pressure. So our Youth United group created exciting contests with incredible prizes. We create the contest, choose the prizes, judge the entries, and finally hand out the awards. Over 1,000 kids have participated so far, and each time someone participates, they receive a different color wristband and a certificate. The winners get to choose prizes like bikes, iPods, skateboards, gift certificates, and Kindles. However, lots of kids don't have books at home, and their parents don't have the time to take them to the library. And if they lost a book, they couldn't afford to pay the fine. It was the same way for me. I grew up in a home with no books.
So we set up free Hooked on bookshelves all over town, in waiting rooms and medical clinics, at our local hospital, in places where kids have to wait with nothing to do. We collected and sorted through thousands of donated books, and the books began to fly off the shelves, and we heard wonderful feedback that kids were being read to and picking up books to read on their own. We are so grateful to the Pearson Foundation for donating books for our bookshelves. We really needed them, and we still do. As all of this was going on, we began to see that there were so many kids who just couldn't read well enough to enter a contest or even read a free book. So we came up with the idea of creating a fun, intensive reading camp to reach out to the kids who really needed help. All of the children who were referred to us were at least 1 to 2 years behind, and many were at risk of being held back a grade. Our camp was called the Reading is Magic Camp. The camp had a medieval story challenge, and each student worked to earn points on a quest to become a knight, a prince, or a princess by playing games like word jousting, reading baseball, and vocabulary twister. Effort was rewarded not with grades, but with magic wands, shields, and promotions to knighthood. As their confidence grew, so did their courage and persistence.
The campers started wanting to read to us, even when they weren't asked to. Some even asked for extra homework, just for the fun of it. Towards the middle of the first week, we all began to see confidence in these kids that wasn't there before. It was amazing to me that all it took was believing in these students. All they needed was someone to encourage them. We could see the sense of accomplishment on their faces after they read a book, understood a difficult word, or hit a home run in word baseball. It had become fun. The kids loved it, and we loved it too. By the end of the camp, none of them wanted to go home. The most incredible thing to see was that on top of all of the games and rewards, they were motivated and were making real, measurable progress. Before and after the camp, each camper was tested on 2 different standardized assessment tests. On average, Each student grew 1 year in those 2 weeks.
It is so much fun being a part of Hooked on Books. I just love it when we make other kids happy. A couple of weeks ago, we dropped off Spanish and English children's books at our local hospital. Local prison, sorry. We had chosen a whole bunch of books specifically for the parents who are in the prison to read to their children. Someone at the prison shared with us, after the parent records the story onto a CD, the book and the CD is given to their child, who then walks around for weeks hugging the book and listening to the CD over and over. It was pretty cool. We want everyone to know that anyone can start a Hooked on Books program in their school, library, or community. It is really quite simple. It's really quite simple, and we hope everyone who hears about our program goes home and starts one of their own. Everyone can donate books or prizes, and any business can set up a free bookshelf in their waiting room. Anyone who reads well enough can volunteer their time to help a child read. Leymah Gbowee once said, "I have a feeling that the world is upside down. We need a lot of people to help turn it upright." We hope that all of you will continue to support Peace Jam and youth programs that are working to help turn the world upright again. Thank you so much for having us here today. We will always remember this moment.